Democratic Senator Tim Kaine of Virginia. He is a member of the Armed Services and Foreign Relations Committee. Senator Kaine, good to see you this morning. Thank you for joining us.
Always good to be with you guys. Thanks.
Want to get your reaction to the breaking news, if you will, the jobs report that, as you just heard Stephanie say, a warning sign perhaps about the health of the nation's economy, but also the trade war that has been launched by President Trump. These tariffs, they're impacting the economy, but also potentially straining relations with longtime allies.
That's definitely the case, Jonathan. The jobs number, as you and Reverend Sharpton were just discussing, is really weak. The last 2 months, 35,000 new jobs each month. That compares with last year. The average was 168,000 jobs every month last year. Donald Trump inherited what was the strongest economy in the world, and by chaos and tariffs, he's really running it aground. The tariff situation, as you point out, and as Stephanie was pointing out, it raises costs on everyday products. You're going to see a stair step up when you do your back to school shopping, and another step up when you're doing your Thanksgiving shopping, and then another one when you're doing your Christmas shopping. This is a season where Americans buy a lot of stuff in these kind of, communal seasonal events, and people are going to really get socked. And then the businesses around Virginia that I talked to, this tariff situation really impacts them, from the bakery that gets all their pie tins, aluminum pie tins from Canada, to our largest manufacturers that use products like aluminum, steel, copper. Costs are going up in our businesses. The retaliation against our businesses is hitting the ag sector. And then finally, a third part of the tariffs is kind of the reputational damage. You just have Canadians, for example, that are just really mad at Donald Trump and the United States, and so they're foregoing buying U.S. products like Jack Daniels or visiting places like Virginia Beach for their summer holidays. This is a bad situation, and that's why I'm joining with my colleagues as often as I can to try to repeal this tariff madness and hopefully find some Republican colleagues who'll stand up for their constituents instead of caving to Donald Trump.
And Senator Kaine, what's so striking about these tariffs is just how personal and political President Trump has at times made them. And I know what he's trying to do with Brazil in particular has caught your attention.
Brazil, get this, guys, we have a trade surplus with Brazil. So Donald Trump's whole thing is we got to do these tariffs because these nations aren't buying enough U.S. stuff and we have trade deficits. We have a trade surplus with Brazil, but President Trump has announced a 50% tariff. Why? Because they don't like the fact that Brazil is prosecuting a friend of his for corruption in an attempt to overturn the election. And he's using an emergency power to do it. How is it an emergency for America when Brazil tries to prosecute a corrupt official who tried to overturn an election? I'm challenging that, and I hope I'll get some Republicans with backbone to join me.
Senator, stay with us because we want to get your take on the latest in Gaza. President Trump's envoy to the Middle East, Steve Witkoff, and the U.S. ambassador to Israel, Mike Huckabee, are in the enclave today visiting some aid sites. Their trip follows a week of really increased international pressure surrounding the hunger crisis in Gaza, and Witkoff's meeting yesterday with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. NBC News international correspondent Matt Bradley brings us the latest from Israel.
In the midst of growing criticism of Israel over the humanitarian crisis in Gaza, President Trump's envoy Steve Witkoff meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. President Trump has described some conditions in Gaza as starvation.
Those are kids that are starving. They got to get them food, and we're going to get them food.
While the president calling out Hamas, posting the fastest way to end the humanitarian crisis in Gaza is for Hamas to surrender and release the hostages. The U.S. and Israel blame Hamas for blocking a ceasefire deal. The Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry says the death toll from hunger in Gaza has risen to nearly 160 people, more than half of them children. Since Sunday, Israel has been allowing more aid drops from the air. Hundreds of desperate Gazans carrying away sacks of food today.
What we're seeing here is a crime scene.
These American doctors in Gaza warn for the most vulnerable, help may be too late, inviting Witkoff to visit their hospital when he comes to Gaza.
It's not unusual to see 5-7-year-old children just pass out and to be disoriented from lack of food.
Senator, we've heard from President Trump breaking with Prime Minister Netanyahu, indeed declaring this starvation, declaring it a famine, but not really separating himself otherwise for the military mission. Israel still prosecuting there in Gaza. What is your sense right now? What needs to be done to try to alleviate this humanitarian crisis?
You know, it's heartbreaking, guys. This is a heartbreaking crisis, and the challenge is Israel was attacked in a diabolical way by Hamas, but what the world is seeing is not Israel defending against Hamas, but a larger all-scale war against Palestinians, including innocent women and children, not only in Gaza, but also on the West Bank. Folks who have had nothing to do with Hamas, who have been under the thumb of Hamas, and they want to get out from that. They are suffering because of the way the war is being waged, but also because of the fact that humanitarian aid is being choked off. So on the humanitarian side, what needs to happen is not for the U.S. to sort of jerry-rig a solution with Israel where there's 2 or 3 distribution sites for millions of people. They need to let food be distributed by the pros, the World Food Program and Mercy Corps and all the NGOs that have done this for years that have been kicked out of Gaza and are not allowed to do the work. That's how food should be distributed. Let the pros do it rather than blocking them. The U.S. has, gotten rid of USAID. The NGOs who've traditionally done this work have been kicked out. And then the second thing, and we had a vote on the floor of this the other night, defending Israel is one thing, and I've always supported aid packages to defend Israel. But about a year and a half ago, I declared, look, we should send defensive weapons, not offensive weapons. We had a vote the other night. Israel doesn't need more rifles now, and they don't need more bombs now. Those kinds of offensive weapons are going to lead to more civilian suffering and more instability in the region that at the end of the day even hurts Israel.
So, Senator, let's turn now to Ukraine. President Trump offered some of his harshest criticism of Russia yet during an event at the White House yesterday, calling Vladimir Putin's war, quote, disgusting. Trump also doubled down on his threat to sanction Russia while acknowledging that it might not affect the Kremlin all that much.
Very serious question here. Russia today hit Kyiv with missiles and drones. More than 100 people, kids.
I think it's Russia. I think it's disgusting what they're doing. I think it's disgusting. This is Biden's war. It's not my war. But I said if I get in, I'll try and get the thing stopped. But I think what Russia's doing is very sad. A lot of Russians are dying. You have a lot of Russians. More Russians are dying. But Russians are dying. Ukrainians are dying. Yeah, we're going to put sanctions. I don't know that sanctions bother him. They know about sanctions. I know better than anybody about sanctions and tariffs and everything else. I don't know if that has any effect, but we're going to do it.
Ukraine's Interior Ministry has revised the death toll resulting from that Russian attack on Kyiv yesterday to 26. The missile and drone attack was believed to have killed 16 people before rescuers pulled 10 more bodies from the rubble of a residential building earlier today. And Senator, President acknowledging that the sanctions may not do all that much. I know there is a tough sanctions bill that's got a lot of support in the Senate, although it's been tabled for the time being. Would it seem that the only real way that the U.S., the President Trump, can actually stand up to Putin, pressure him to stop this war, isn't with sanctions, but rather giving Ukraine the weapons it needs?
I think you have to do both, Jonathan. I think the sanctions bill, which I'm a co-sponsor of, I think it must have about 65 bipartisan co-sponsors in the Senate. When the president said, I want to take 50 days to see if I can work some magic here, that the progress slowed down. But my sense is when we come back in September, we're going to pass that bill. And the president, this sanctions will have an effect. It may not be the dispositive sole factor. So, yes, military support's key. I'm on the Armed Services Committee. We just wrote in committee the defense bill, and it has a number of very strong pro-Ukrainian positions in it that were embraced in a bipartisan way. Here's an example. The president has signaled his assent to the U.S. transferring weapons to European nations. And if the European nations want to give those to Ukraine, that's okay. That's very positive. There's also some significant interest in U.S. firms jointly producing weapons in Europe. If you have the weapons in the United States, you got to transport them to the battlefront. It might be better to make them closer to the battlefront. And those discussions are ongoing. And the president seems supportive of those. So you got to combine the sanctions with global awareness and shaming Russia. But strong military support from the U.S. and others is still very critical.